Welcome back to another Color Me Purple review. Today we are reviewing the Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 6, Episode 11, Betty Blues, baby, Betty Blues. Let's get into it. So the show starts off with a recap of Kimmy talking to Melody and Melody giving her the stiff arm when Kimmy was trying to get the business about who she was dating. Melody was quick to let her know that go ahead, baby, ask me whatever you want. But don't be surprised when I let you know it ain't your business. Quick, simple, and clean. They take us back to the time when Stormy had to fire her cousin from her office location because he just was not performing the way that he needed to, and he was running into conflict with her boo. They remind us that Marceau and Tisha are making some headway on their home that they are building from the ground up. And then they spin us right back to present day time where they are having their comeback crew meeting about the Blaq Business Expo. They take us straight into Maurice and Kimmy hammering into the group that they want this event to be renamed to what it's supposed to be, representing the comeback crew. Maurice is sticking by Kimmy's side, letting the crew know y'all are recycling our ideal. Y'all are taking these ideals that we discussed previously and are trying to relabel it into something that excludes us. Marceau shares that the reason they did not call it the comeback crew is because every time they label something under that group, it quickly becomes dysfunctional. Child, Kimmy shot back and said, Marceau, you are the biggest dysfunction of the group. So they turn the attention over to Melody, and Melody's like, do y'all even have a date yet? And Tisha says, yeah, we're doing March 8th. And some of the team quickly responds and says, we might be booked. I might have something going on. So obviously Tisha forgot to mention, y'all go ahead and reserve this date. Mel shares that she is going to be unavailable and she knows off the top that she is booked and busy, baby, doing another event. So Maurice comments and says, well, let's just have Mel do some kind of electronic presentation for the crew. And Tisha quickly snaps back, y'all, we ain't going to do that. That's not going down at this event. Of course, Melody snapped back, letting everybody know that she feels like Tisha is coming off like a bulldog. One, you don't want to pay nobody. And now I'm letting you know that I'm going to be out of town. And they let you know that I can do some kind of recorded event and you say no. She says that she feels like Tisha's the one who's being completely closed off. Y'all already know Martell finna come back and snap back. He looked like he was growling like a dog, y'all. Look at this pic. Surprisingly enough, after a little bit of rah-rah, they calm down after Marceau begins to let everybody know that maybe he can come up with some sort of a compensation package that everybody can review. And he would like to know if Melody would be willing to participate if they were able to accommodate her. Melody shares that she feels like she's got to warm up to working with the crew again, especially working with Martell. They wrap the discussion up with Maurice telling Tisha that he's okay if they'll lose Mel, but Tisha feels like if they lose Mel, they'll lose Maurice for some reason because he feels like he needs the whole team to make this work. So the episode cuts over to Melody, who is meeting at the Merck Fitness Asylum, where her fitness instructor is giving a pole dancing class, y'all. So Melody invites Nell Fletcher, which she calls one of her besties. And y'all, she actually starts to give her some of the business. Nell asks her about who was that arm around you around Valentine's Day, girl. Kind of the same stuff that Kimmy was asking her last episode, that she was like, bitch, this ain't your business. But she says she trusts Nell enough to drop some tea on her. And she lets her know, yes, she went out of the country for Valentine's Day, honey. And that picture was taken in the back of a car, baby, with him wrapping his arms around her. Nell says, hey, he must be a special guy then, Melody, if you got him running you around like this. And Melody confirms that he is special. This guy checks all of her boxes and she is really enjoying her time with him. Okay, Melody, come through with the new boo, baby. She says that for the first time, she realizes that in her relationship with Martell, she was not protected. This guy makes her feel safe. And she says before her relationship even ended with Martell, she didn't realize how unprotected she was. And with this guy, he makes her feel as though this is a safe place. This is someone who she knows has her best interest at heart. Y'all, she said she's shed a few tears for this guy just thinking about how loving and protected she is feeling and how different this is from her marriage with Martell. And although she feels that this happened so quickly, she agrees when Nell asks her, girl, do you think this is your prince? She says, yeah, honey, he is. With all that said, she also let her know, honey, y'all ain't gonna be meeting him no time soon. I'm gonna wait until it's wedding bell time, and we'll talk then. Melody starts telling Nell about the recent meeting with the Blaq Expo crew, or the Coming Back crew, and running down all the drama of the previous event. Melody details that she feels like there's a track record of chaos with the Scotts and the Martells in their working business and relationship, causing a lot of bad blood over the years. Child, Melody said even Beyonce had to leave Destiny Child. I need to know what it means to be solo. Run and tell that. She says she's got a few baby steps to give and a little bit of advice for y'all to take, okay? So they cut us over to Tisha and Maurice, who is meeting with Miss Heather Lott, a realtor who is showing them an apartment and property while they await their home to be completed. So even though we said they're making a little headway, yes, child, they done cut all the shrubbery off the ground and all that other good stuff, they still don't have a structure that they can live in. So they're currently looking for an apartment that they can stay in the meantime. Child, y'all already know when Miss Heather Lott said we're looking at about 2,000 square feet. Tisha quickly said, we're just looking for something where we can stay for 6 months. Y'all let the cameras know, let us know that, baby, we ain't gonna be here long. So Marceau and Tisha take a moment to the side to discuss what it's going to be like while they're staying in this apartment and building their home on the other side of town. And Marceau shares that maybe he should stay on the other side of town and Tisha stay here. And Tisha's like, baby, that's not gonna work for me. Y'all, I'm never, ever, ever a fan of you just making some willy-nilly decision to stay away from your wife and the family to go complete a project. If your ass can be home, I need your ass to be home on time and ready to eat some motherfucking dinner with your family, okay? But let us continue these people conversation, y'all. Tisha on ball, though, because she killed it real quick and said, no, you and my 16-year-old baby boy is not going to go over there and have no bachelor pad, okay? Granted, I got to give Marceau some credit. He did say that, at a point in time when she went away for her Mother's Day trip, he went ahead and redesigned their basement or her bedroom, and he took that time to dedicate the time to do so, and that's kind of what he wants to do right now. But with all the recent speculation about you dibbling and dabbling in people beds and shit, baby, us separating for fun and for you to be building stuff on my time, it's not going to work. And that's where Tisha's at the moment, y'all. I agree with Tisha when she starts to say that move would sort of be a bad example for the baby boy. Now, a few days, fine. But where we coming into a couple weeks, a month, making it a regular thing, we having dinner like it's a fucking holiday, baby, that's not going to work for the real family type that I'm looking for. Sorry. And try not to show that to my motherfucking kids. You guys, I'm sensitive about those things. Let's continue. Y'all, Marceau going to this 5-minute rant about him staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, working and working and working. And Tisha over there rolling her eyes, child. And he's like, why are you rolling your eyes? And she like, well, you saying the same damn thing. And I'm feeling the same way, Marceau. We done said no. The answer is no. I don't care what excuse you come up with, baby, your ass is coming home. Tisha's in the corner, stressing, grabbing on her head, and Marceau got the nerve to say that he's also getting frustrated about her rolling her eyes and about her feeling like she can't listen to what he's got to say. Marceau, honey, we are all frustrated, and I'm about to pause the damn episode because we don't feel like you getting it. We with Tisha's side, baby. You're not staying out. You're coming home. Ain't no reason that you gotta stay out across town to build me no fucking office. Now, y'all men, I know you finna jump in the comments talking about, oh, y'all bitches this, y'all chicks that, y'all women this, y'all ladies that. Address us as queens, please. And your opinion does not matter here. Moving right along. Okay, now I gotta give it to Marceau, y'all. There is something about a man wanting to be acknowledged for the plans that he has put in place to rectify an issue that you might be having with him, or you might be having yourself or your family. Even though you don't agree with that solution, it is important to at least give your man some credit for coming up with that solution and acknowledging and thanking him for caring enough to do so. Even though we not with this shit, Marceau, thank you, baby, for even thinking about the office. Tisha continues by saying, it's just some things that I'm just not going to bend on. And we with you, baby. We with you. She said, go on and get the work done and skip your ass down the road and come on home and go to sleep. Okay? Her words, not mine. And she said, I'm just making sure we are very clear on that. Okay? So Marceau shoots back, y'all, and he sliced deep. Ooh, this one caught me off guard. Marceau said, well, if you want me here, we're going to have to export the fees for building these properties and these locations, and it's going to come from your money and mine. Okay? If you want this relationship, you're going to have to pay for it. I ain't like that, but shots fired, baby. Good one. Good one. I ain't say it was right, but since you want to be petty, it was a solid shot. That's all it was. So they cut us over to Courtney, Stormy's husband, meeting up with Marceau at one of the locations that he's remodeling. So the space is being renovated for an upscale barber shop by the company Beam. Nagee Wilson is the entrepreneur who is pioneering this initiative, and it stands for Becoming Enlightened and Mature, and he wants to be able to tackle all of his initiatives with that mindset. Come on through, McGee. We support you, baby. Marceau continued to share a few additional details with Courtney, and they jump into the conversation where Courtney shifts it, asking Marceau, how does he feel about working with family members? You know, he's working with Stormy's cousin, Jalen, who was recently fired from the location. Maurice shares with Courtney that it comes down to trust when you're working with a family member. He shares that he had to fire Maurice in the past during his first marriage when he was stressing everybody out on the team. I think we all can agree with Maurice when he says that working with family can be a challenge, but Courtney seems a little saddened and taken aback because his wife Stormy is sad that she had to fire her first cousin that she was really close with, and she likely did it in support of her husband, who said that he continuously saw the cousin on the phone and being just very lazy and not performing at work. Y'all, let me know in the comments how y'all feel. Would you first support your husband and his decision to fire your close family member from a job, or would you want to put in a fight to keep that family member? Let me know how you feel in the comments below. So they wrap up this segments of Courtney's screen time by him saying that he's going to work on that relationship with the cousin. So they cut back over to Tisha, who's invited Melody out to a small cafe. Tisha shares that she wants to catch up with Melody because she feels like there's something deeper going on in her rejection of wanting to participate in the Blaq Expo event. Okay, so Melody and Tisha have a seat and start to chat about the weather and that the fact that school was canceled today for their kids. So they both ask each other about their children and how they're doing. And Melody shares with Tisha that the girls are with their dad. And Tisha says, oh, well, I don't even know how that feels, that 1 week on, 1 week off, and asks Melody, how's it going? And Melody's like, well, eventually you get used to it. At the beginning, you're kind of sad. You know, you miss your kids because you're so used to having them every day. But over time, you kind of get used to the gameplay. So they cut to the scene, child, of Melody being shady boots as usual, where she lets us know, y'all already know I wasn't going to go into detail with Tisha about my kid's situation, but I went ahead and gave her a little 2 cents real quick. Tisha continues and asks Melody about how she was feeling about the Blaq Business Expo meeting, and she felt that she was disconnected when she was there, so she asked her what's been going on. Melody shares that of course she's going to come and be different at these events because what has transpired in the last 2 or 3 years is very different from what their relationship was before. So she thinks it's an unrealistic expectation to expect her to be able to show and contribute like she was before. She says that even if it is for the community, it was just months ago that we were not on the same page. They take us back to the reunion when Tisha was saying that Melody is literally the devil in sheep's clothing and that she has a dark soul. Whoop! So Melody shares that it's pretty irrational to think that things would be different a few months later. Tisha shares that she feels as though Melody made some valid points and that she does not want to push or force anything. She was doing well before she mentioned that she wanted Melody to come out to see the venue with her and to let the people know that she won't be participating in the event. I'm side-eyeing you, Tisha, because that sound like you done promised them people that Melody gonna be there. And the way that Melody looking like, I'm feeling the same way, boo. What kind of business you done put my name in, honey? What kind of business? Tisha uses Maurice as an excuse, saying that he feels as though it's just not going to be the same without the six, without the original six. Child, Melody said, I'm going to send y'all a video for Maurice. Let me give him my number. Let me give you my number. Okay? I'm booked and busy and unavailable. So the episode cuts over to Stormy, who is with Miss Bettie Steele, y'all, her mama. And as you know, as I've said in the previous episodes, we ain't never ready for Miss Bettie Steele, honey. Let's get into it. So Stormy shares that parting ways with Junior and Campus Beauty was one of the hardest things that she's ever had to do because they were so close. She shares that some kind of way Miss Bettie Steele went ahead and told Lisa, her aunt, who is Miss Bettie Steele's sister, about her having to fire her cousin. And she says that there's been history before, but there being a little bit of bad blood. So she does wish that she would have been able to be the one to pass that information on. So Miss Bettie Steele starts to tell them of how she ended up telling her sister Lisa of Junior being fired. And y'all listen to how this woman say what the hell happened.
Okay, and we was talking, and she kept saying something about the warehouse. So I said, you do know Junior fired, right?
I didn't appreciate her coming at me like that, telling me off guard. And I was like,
off guard?
Yeah, because I had no idea. She took it upon herself.
Child, Miss Bettie still pretty much said, why is you mentioning the warehouse, baby? Your son don't work there no more. Why is you talking about my daughter warehouse? So apparently Auntie Lisa ain't like how she dropped that information on her. She said it caught her off guard, but baby, your son should have told you. Mama ain't no need to mention the warehouse no more. So Miss Bettie still said she felt like her cousin, her nephew, Stormy's cousin, should have stepped up a little more when her business was running into a little bit of trouble and should have reported to Stormy what he was seeing. Her cousin, who's 27, 26 years old, felt as though he didn't know what he should have been reporting, okay? So Miss Bettie still went ahead and threw into Julian and his mama's face. Stormy done paid $15,000 to get your son out of jail before, baby. When I say Miss Lisa lost her mind, okay, Miss Lisa went to snatching off those mics. Get these mics off of me because she putting my son's business out there, okay? Lisa went to going crazy, wouldn't even let her son grab onto her and exposed that Stormy was arrested when she was 18, okay? So Stormy was a little embarrassed and said that she still got her ugly little mugshot out there. I'm sure it wasn't too bad, but all hell done broke loose. Y'all, leave it up to Bettie Steele to be laughing over there in the corner. And Stormy is yelling at her, why are you laughing? I need you to get up and go talk to your sister. Miss Bettie Steele said, I'm not finna go over there and be fake, y'all. I ain't gonna be fake. Apparently, they must not be talking in real life. Stormy shares that this isn't about her and Julian. Her mom and her aunt have long had some issues that they need to resolve that stem way beyond what's going on at the moment. Julian tries to talk to Miss Bettie Steele, and Miss Bettie Steele said, I am not going to talk to you because you is a lying prick. Child, where that came from, I don't even know. But she is still mad at Julian for whatever issues happened at Stormy's beauty business. So Stormy gets up to go get Aunt Lisa, who has walked out of the house and went to go sit and cry by the pool. She's crying her eyes out and calling Bettie Steele evil. But when Stormy gets there, her husband Courtney is out there giving Aunt Lisa some tissue. And she tells Aunt Lisa, you need to come back in here because it's getting ugly with my mama and Julian. Now, Stormy, I get you for being with your aunt and loving your mama, but why would you call her back into this drama, honey? Mama Lisa walks right in, right on time, while Bettie Steele is cussing Julian ass out, telling him, fuck him. And Lisa's like, leave my child alone, y'all. Leave it up to Bettie Steele to be like, make me.
He don't butt at me.
so much.
I hope you win an Academy Award, baby, because you're doing good. Because
relax,
you're
man.
willing to sell your family.
You started.
I didn't start
You
it.
started.
I hope you appreciate this because you're no longer my sister.
Y'all, so they continue arguing, and Stormy chases her Aunt Lisa outside to try to go talk to her and comfort her. And she's trying to get the two of them back together to talk again and telling them that they need to resolve this relationship. Stormy, this is not going to happen on this episode, honey. This ain't going to happen today. This ain't going to happen on whatever day that was that y'all was having this conversation. It just seems like it's much deeper than that. Lisa said, if I have to talk to her, you're going to be pulling us both out of jail, baby. Stormy got a little emotional, but honey, it don't look like this is a new situation for y'all. They've been beefing for a long time. Stormy thinks it has a lot to do with her grandfather passing, and you know how that is when people pass away and having to deal with the estate and everything else. There's always some issue that come out of that. So y'all do y'all paperwork, have your living wills in place, have them be detailed to the testaments that you want to take place after your passing. Y'all stay tuned for another Color Me Purple episode. I'll see you next time.